Hi everyone, welcome to day 3 of 12 epic bourbons of Christmas, and I hope you all had a good weekend with your family, and some of you are going back to work, but you're going to want to see this one because there's not very many bourbons on the planet that stump me, and this one stumped me. So Raj, you've picked another great one. Your collection amazes me, and for those of you, I'll just give you a real quick rundown and Raj can explain, but I literally, trying to do background on this bottle, could not find any history on it. And in today's world, if you can't find history online, it is rare. And this bottle turns out to be a personal blend of the Brown-Forman family. And it is very unique. And I even stumped some Brown-Forman employees who had never heard of it. So, Raj, take it away. Tell us where you found that.
Thank you. So first, sorry I'm in my pajamas, but that's family tradition that around the holidays we just wear pajamas all day. So I didn't want to change for this blog. So this is not an old bottle by any means. So this bottle, it was bottled in 2013, and the family would give gifts to their close friends. It was given to somebody that was in the bourbon business. And the couple divorced, and that's how the bottle entered the market. And I have a good friend down in Kentucky who's got really good friends in the industry, and he approached me, and that's something that I would say in my journey of looking for bourbons and learning about bourbons, I've met some great people, and these individuals help me, whether it's my local liquor store, whether it's the local bar, Charlie's. They help me, educate me on bourbons, and once in a while they do bring very rare bourbon to my hands, and I'm looking forward to opening this one because I'm a big fan of Old Forester. Actually 1910 in my mind is one of they call it the Old Fine Whiskey, and I think that's a perfect label for that, but I'm just curious what this one will have.
Obviously, Old Forester's doing a lot of great things. 1910 is one of my go-tos. I love that bourbon. And this is the ultimate barrel pick because it is the Brown family barrel pick, and they selected it, so it's got to be really good.
Smell that.
Wow. And for those of you who have not made the trip to Louisville and toured the new Old Forester distillery there, you want to do it. They've thought of everything. It's a great presentation on whiskey. And it's the only whiskey tour that I know of where you get to see a barrel being fired. Cheers.
Cheers. This has a great nose on it.
Oh.
Oh, man, this is
Yeah.
it's a beautiful whiskey. Now, just a tidbit on George Brown. Is that the name right? George
Gavin Brown.
Gavin Brown.
It might be Garvin.
Garvin.
I
Yeah.
always
and
confuse him.
he was the first person to bottle whiskeys back in the day. And back in the day, people would fill up jugs or buy the barrels. At least the bars would buy the barrels. And I think he used to be either reseller or salesman or delivery boy for chemists, and he would deliver medicine in those bottles. I think that's where he got the idea, but that's what I know. You might have more information on that.
Well, he also had a friend that really was a Dr. Forster, and Dr. Forster was worried about the quality. Back in the day, whiskey was a medicine. It just was. It was used as an anesthetic, an antiseptic. It was used for a lot of different things. People claimed it cured consumption. So Dr. Forster was worried about the fact that he was giving prescriptions out for whiskey, but the whiskey was being rectified, it was being tampered with, and that's where they got together and decided that a bottled whiskey guaranteeing what was in it was what was needed, and it really put Old Forester on the map.
Mm-hmm. And what I'd also read was that back then, George figured out there's 4 different whiskeys from 4 different places. When he blended them, that it created this really good whiskey. And this was before 1910. And even today, I've heard that they take whiskeys from different rick houses, different levels, and combine it to come with the Old Forester brand.
Right. So let me tell you, this is sweeter than a lot of Old Foresters. Very smooth. A lot of honey, a lot of really delicate, but the sweetness is what really interests me.
It's one of the best Old Foresters I've had, and I've had some good Old Foresters. If you want to actually know the history of of bourbon, I would say collect the 4 editions of the Prohibition series that walks you, as you learn about each bottle, it walks you through the different stages of the Ballin-Bonn Act, the Prohibition era, and maybe talk a little bit about that too.
Well, the Whiskey Rose series is very popular. 1897 Bottle-in-Bond bottle is one of the bottles I recommend everyone have in their bar. 1910 Old Fine Whiskey is actually one of the first, dates back to 1910, where they had to re-barrel whiskey that had already aged because of a warehouse fire. Basically, it was the first use of, double wood on a whiskey, and they've replicated that for 1910. Many people compare it to Double Oak Woodford Reserve, which is also a Brown-Forman product. The 1920 Prohibition style is a great whiskey. Everyone who doesn't really like 1910 loves the 1920, so it's a different palate. So that is a great series, and Raj is correct. If you want to look at rye whiskeys over the years, that is 4 very good selections.
Right. When I have friends over, that's one I'll bring out, and we'll try each one as a tasting, and you can see the buildup of the flavors, the distinction of the flavors. So it's a great one, and all of them are between $40 to $60, readily available at any liquor store, which is what I like about some of the Old Forester.
Yeah, the interesting thing though is 1910 will run short. People really like that. I've seen people run out of it, but nowadays it's been pretty readily available.
Right. Cheers, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. The next one is going to be exciting. Raj, thank you.
You're welcome. Cheers.